What's your price? It's a question most of us will never get asked by, say, a big-shot Hollywood lawyer. But for one man, that exact question became the defining moment of his entire life's work. We're going to dive into the incredible story of Dr. Joe R. Eagleman.
So picture this. You get a call. On the other end of the line is a lawyer, and they say, "Name your price." Just like that. For Dr. Eagleman, this wasn't some fantasy. It was real, and it was the culmination of decades of work, and it dropped him right into the middle of a huge fight between a movie studio and a car company. And what were they fighting over? Who could build a better tornado?
Yeah, you heard that right. It was this massive legal showdown between Universal Studios and Volvo. And the big prize? Well, it was the right to create an artificial tornado for a commercial. Wild, right?
So naturally, Universal Studios needed an expert witness, and they went straight to the top. See, Dr. Eagleman wasn't just an expert on artificial tornadoes, he was the expert. I mean, the man literally wrote the book on how to create one in a lab. So how in the world did he get there? To really get it, we've got to go way back to the very beginning.
Let's do that. Let's explore that beginning. Because his story, you see, it doesn't start in some fancy high-tech lab with Hollywood on the line. No, not at all. It starts on a simple family farm in a one-room schoolhouse. It's about as far away as you can get from the life he would end up leading. It all started in a one-room schoolhouse on a farm in Missouri. Dr. Eagleman was the 11th of 12 kids, growing up without any of the things we take for granted. I'm talking no running water, no indoor toilet. It's the kind of start that makes his future work, with Hollywood and NASA, seem completely and utterly impossible. And you can just feel his curiosity from the very beginning. From the time he was a little kid, he was always collecting, building, tinkering with things. He actually kept this box his entire life, and it's filled with his childhood treasures. A slingshot he made himself, arrowheads he found. It's like a perfect little window into this incredibly curious mind. But here's the thing. Even with all that natural curiosity, he was told he wasn't going to make it. An older brother, before he even started first grade, told him he would never amount to anything. Can you imagine hearing that from your own brother? Those words, they could have crushed him. But instead, they became this quiet challenge, this little spark that would fuel him for the rest of his life. So, the big question is, how does that boy, the one who was told he'd never amount to anything, go on to create something so extraordinary? Well, he took all that childhood curiosity and just poured it into science. And he built something the world had literally never seen before. And the genius of what he built was just how simple it was. In his lab at the University of Kansas, he figured it out. He positioned 3 fans above a hole in the ceiling to pull air upward. Then, he attached fans to the ceiling to get the air rotating. And just like that, he created the world's first unconfined artificial tornado. It was an absolute marvel.
But that boy grew up to create something extraordinary, an artificial tornado that stretched from the ceiling of his university lab all the way to Hollywood. I mean, his invention didn't just stay in the lab, it was scaled up, way up, to become this towering 50-foot centerpiece of the Twister attraction at Universal Studios in Orlando. His work reshaped the world's understanding of severe weather.
But here's what's so amazing. The tornado, as incredible as it was just one part of his story. Dr. Eagleman's curiosity was just too big to be contained in one field. He was a true Renaissance man. He wasn't just a scientist. He was a musician, an artist, a craftsman, a teacher, a man whose curiosity could never be contained in one field. He saw the world through so many different lenses. Just look at this painting he did. It's a beautiful example of his artistic side. And it shows that deep connection to nature that really fueled his scientific work too. And his impact was just huge and so varied. Get this, in 1966, he published research that completely flipped what everyone thought they knew about tornado safety on its head. He proved the southwest corner of a house was actually the most unsafe place to be. Then in '73, NASA picked him to direct an experiment on Skylab. And here's the kicker. Years later, NASA lost their copies of the data from that experiment. But Dr. Eagleman, he'd saved his. And his old data became absolutely crucial. That's the kind of guy he was.
So all of it brings us right back to where we started, back to that phone call, back to Hollywood, and back to that one ultimate question. What is your price?
You see, Dr. Eagleman knew his tornado invention was one of a kind. He could have patented it, no problem. So he was at this fork in the road. Option A, patent the tornado, control the idea, and probably make a whole lot of money. Or option B, publish the research and make the knowledge available to everyone. And what did he do? He chose to publish. So when Hollywood told him to name your price, he realized something profound. His real worth wasn't about the money he could make. It was about the knowledge he could share. It was measured in the lives, the minds, and the generations he could inspire by just putting it all out there for the public.
And that, right there, is the heart of his journey. His story is proof that passion and persistence can turn even the quietest beginnings into monumental impact. Name Your Price isn't just the story of a scientist, it's the story of believing in your ideas even when nobody else does.
His story is just an incredible reminder that maybe our true price isn't what we can sell, but what we choose to share with the world. If stories like this inspire you, tap like and follow for more about Name Your Price.